Hundreds of people demonstrated in the Tunisian city of Gabes against the environmental pollution generated by the phosphogism discharge into the sea by phosphate processing plants. Representatives of civil society and political parties gathered in front of the Tunisian Chemical Group, a public company operating phosphate mines in Ganoush, about 3 kilometers from the city centre of Gabes, demanding an immediate end to the discharge into the sea and the closure of the dump. Experts have warned that chronic diseases such as cancer and asthma have appeared among the Gabes' 150,000 inhabitants because of pollution.
This spontaneous popular movement today is motivated by this catastrophe which for more than 45 years has thrown phosphogypsum into the sea. Today, after the revolution, radical solutions must be found to ensure a healthy environmental future for future generations.
Now, just across the border in Algeria, another cleanup campaign took place on Saturday. Hundreds of volunteers worked to clear a littered beach in the east of Algiers. A study carried out in 2015 by the University of Cadiz in Spain found the Mediterranean Sea contained between 1,000 and 3,000 tons of plastic waste, at least one piece of rubbish per every 4 kilometers.
I'd be lying if I said we were going to clean up everything. It's more of an awareness campaign, a way for us to get a message across.
We heard about it on the radio. There was a call to clean up the beaches, so we came to take part. I've come with my 4 children. We're all lending a hand, young ones and older ones. It's an opportunity that takes place once a year. We wish it would happen more often, twice or 3 times a year, and that it could spread to other beaches.
I came from civil society to say that there's a very important political will, and to say that the association is a full partner. It's a force of proposal. We have to change things. We have to be there as a state, because the state really wants to take this giant step towards a healthy environment.
18 people are believed to have died in a tour bus crash in southern Germany. Police say the bus was in a collision with a lorry near Stambach, which caused it to crash and burst into flames on the A9 motorway. 30 people escaped the fire, 2 of whom are critically hurt. There were 46 passengers and 2 drivers on the bus. 1 driver was among those killed. The passengers were men and women aged between 41 and 81 from the Dresden area heading to Lake Garda in Italy for a holiday. So far, forensic teams have recovered the remains of 11 people.
A bus fell on the trailer truck. Of course, it created a traffic jam. Then the bus and part of the trailer truck burst into flames. Emergency services are on the site with many firemen, rescue workers and the police. We are trying to find out what happened to the passengers.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel expressed her condolences for the victims of the bus crash.
Wir wissen, dass es eine große Zahl von Opfern gibt und auch eine große Zahl von Verletzten.
We know that there are a lot of victims and many injured. Our thoughts are with their relatives, and we wish a quick recovery to those who have been injured. We want to thank the emergency services. We know that in such terrible situations, their work is essential.
Last in, simple tap-in following a costly first-half blunder by Marcelo Diaz was enough to give Germany a 1-0 win over Chile in the Confederations Cup final on Sunday. This is the first time Germany, the defending world champions, have won the Confederations Cup in the 8th edition of the pre-World Cup tournament.
It was a great game, and at the very end, of course, I'm very happy that Germany has won. Okay, it could be also 2-1, 3-2 or 4-3 or something like that. It was not always nice to watch the game, but at the very end...
German won, that's it. Yeah. I think it was great because it was not like the top team from Germany. And we won 2 competitions, the U21 European Championship and the Confed Cup, so I think it was a great
weekend for the German football. Yeah.
No, I mean, these games are about details, and we got a mistake and we lost, but we are proud about this team. I mean, they have gave us so much that just proud of them.
Now, over the weekend, nearly 50,000 racegoers marked the 120th anniversary of Africa's biggest horse race in South Africa in the coastal city of Durban. The annual Durban July Handicap Race also attracts an extremely fashion-conscious crowd. This year's theme, The Colour of Magic, saw a number of unique creations grace the sidetrack, some even threatening to steal the limelight from the races, in which last year's runner-up, Marina Resco, defied carrying the heaviest weight to race to a spectacular win.
The horse is phenomenal racing, straight on, Anthony Delpech, what can I say?
The hats and the fashion, I haven't even seen a horse yet.
It's excitement, it's a lot of people, competitive, and it's all about racing and the adrenaline rush.
And a South African grandmother like no other has been making headlines with her 500 medals. 85-year-old Deirdre Larkin holds the over 80 World Half Marathon record and shows no sign of slowing down. Let's take a look at her extraordinary journey in this report.
Trainers on and muscles warm. It's 6 a.m. and 85-year-old Deirdre Larkin is getting ready to run a half marathon in the South African winter. The grandmother holds the over 80 World Half Marathon record and has become a famous face in her Johannesburg suburb.
Well, people, as they pass me, because most people pass me, they greet me and say, hello, I saw you on Carte Blanche, or I saw you on television. Are you the person on television? But otherwise, you don't really talk for any length of time because you need your breath for the running.
Deirdre was diagnosed with osteoporosis 16 years ago. Despite trying biokinetics and yoga, nothing helped. Now, 7 years later, she can be found pushing 10 kilometers every day, thanks to her son's encouragement.
Well, I never thought about my age. I just wanted to run, so I ran. I'd only with these people keep on saying, oh, you're old, I kind of began to think of my age. But before then, I never thought of it. And I feel much more alive and much more, I got much more energy.
A former concert pianist, Deirdre now gives piano lessons to school children with the same dedication and enthusiasm she puts into her running.
After lessons, sometimes usually very exhausted because it's a long lesson, but also what happens is sometimes she comes from motivational talks, and that reminds me that what she does, it just reminds me that I can do whatever I want to do because she's defying all odds basically.
Last year, Deirdre participated in 65 races, including several half marathons. She hopes to continue running until her very last breath.
Well, that's all from us. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest news and headlines at the same time. Until then, goodbye.